Hi everyone, welcome to day 5 of the Magical Business Initiation. This is our final day together, and if you've been with me all week, then you already know that this is 5 days to increase your prices, attract the right clients, and market in a way that feels good. So this is specifically for you if you are an online business owner, if you're a service provider, or a freelancer. We're really talking about how to go to not having enough or just scraping by in your business to having more than enough. And there are some very simple tweaks that we can make in order to do that. So today our focus is on your marketing recipe for consistent sales. I can talk, I swear. So this is your marketing recipe to bring consistent sales, more fun, and throwing out your to-do list, because I know from talking with clients that the whole online marketing thing can feel like this huge, overwhelming, nonstop, endless to-do list process, because there's always more platforms coming out. The algorithms are always changing. And if you don't have a system that works for you, you're still trying to figure that out. That can be incredibly scary, and it can feel unrooted, ungrounded, because you don't know which way to turn, where to look for, and there's a million options out there. So this doesn't have to be the case, and I truly believe that we each, like as magical beings, as spiritual entrepreneurs, we actually get to write our own rules, and we get to choose, like, our business is not going to look like anyone else's business. The way that we market is not going to look like anyone else's. Yes, there are formulas out there. Yes, there are techniques that you can learn, but ultimately you having a relationship with your business and you getting curious and being willing to learn and willing to review is that ticket to success. So let's start off with mistakes I see when it comes to actually creating your own marketing plan for your business. And I guess I should preface, because like when I say marketing plan, I know that some people who are creatives and intuitives, the idea of setting up a marketing plan is like, ugh, gross, like get me out of here. I don't want to do that. But why you actually do want to set up a marketing plan and have a system in place that you can do month after month is it takes away any of the energy that you're draining away every single month of like, what am I going to do? I need to learn this new algorithm. I need to learn this new channel. If you have a marketing plan that actually works for you, that's unique for you, it's something that you can just do over and over again. And all of this extra frantic energy around what do I do and having to try a bunch of different things and wasting time and wasting your energy just dissipates. So we're going to talk about how to get there today. So mistakes that I see around creating a marketing cycle or a marketing plan is first and foremost shiny object syndrome. So this is where there's a new platform that comes out and you want to try TikTok now. Everyone's talking about Instagram Reels, and now like, what about a podcast I want to start? There's all of these shiny objects and opportunities that come up all of the time, and everyone's talking about all of these different things, and you start hopping around. And you start hopping to different marketing opportunities and platforms or social media channels, and you don't ever commit to one. So this is a massive energy drain. If you saw my reel from a few days ago, I know a few of you felt called out where if you're hopping around to different different marketing plans and different marketing techniques or different marketing channels, and you don't give it enough time to actually ground in and then grow and flourish, and then you're blaming marketing as the reason, like, my marketing just doesn't work, and you start complaining about that, it's actually because you're falling into shiny object syndrome and you're bouncing around. So we'll talk about what to do instead in a moment, but our next mistake is not reviewing what you've done every month. So in our society, it is very commonly, we're essentially taught through osmosis or direct teaching to grow, focus on how to get more leads, focus on how to get bigger, focusing how to always be improving, always be something else, always be blah, blah, blah. And it misses out, and that's like hyper masculine, toxic masculinity, and like bro marketing, right? So if you're watching, you probably already know about that. But what we actually need to be doing instead is focusing on this, the other side of the coin, which is about like obviously resting, but it's also about reviewing. So this is a very not sexy activity, but it's something that if you can actually start settling into your nervous system and relaxing and slowing down in your business, we often need to slow down in order to get to our success faster. And reviewing what we do every month and reflecting on it and making informed decisions going forward is actually what gets us. Because if we are not reviewing what we do every month at the end of the month and like actually look back, then what happens is we will start either not appreciating how far we've come and how like what success we did get, but also we could actually bring forward things that aren't serving us into another month, and we start wasting energy on things that don't matter just because we didn't simply review. And that doesn't have to be like this huge big ordeal of a process, and we'll talk about that in a second, but not reviewing each month is a mistake. Our third mistake is going blind into a month without a plan. So what often happens with people, especially, I mean, we're at the beginning of the year, and so many people just set their annual goals, right? Maybe you already forgot about your 2022 goal because they're like midway through February, like who the fuck cares? But if we go back and we're like, okay, I set my annual goal, which means I'm setting my quarterly goals from that or monthly goals. So you probably have a monthly goal in mind. And what most people will do is they'll get to the end of a year or the end of a month and be like, oh, I didn't hit my goal. It's okay. I'll just focus on it next month. Or they'll like buffer it away and like distract themselves from it because they feel like a failure. So how we actually prevent this is like, okay, if we have this big annual goal or this big monthly goal, you actually have to cut it into these smaller pieces and make a plan on how that's going to happen. So I'll talk about that in a second, but okay, I always start going into like what to do instead as I go through these, but we'll talk about what to do instead of that in a second once we're through all these mistakes. So going blind into a month without making a plan, it's a huge mistake. Not huge. It's a mistake. If you're not getting the amount of sales and revenue that you want, like pay attention. And then our fourth one with a mistake I see when setting a marketing plan is thinking it's just Instagram. Especially if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, a lot of people are on Instagram and they're obsessed with Instagram, and you see all of your peers on Instagram. You've taken trainings on Instagram. But if you're someone who like, if you're killing it and you love Instagram and it's not draining to you, then like go for it, keep going, hell yes. But what I often see and what I have clients come to me saying is, I fucking hate Instagram. I want to be off Instagram, but I don't see a different way. And the thing is, like, Instagram is fairly new in the scheme of things, okay? And there are a gazillion other ways to make money in your business that have nothing to do with Instagram. I mean, I got to my first 10K months with 0 Instagram following, 0 email list. Okay, so when we actually identify how we like to show up, like if you're aware of human design, like I know I'm a manifester in human design, so initiating things is a really great thing for me. So doing direct pitches to people, like that's aligned with my design, and that has nothing to fucking do with Instagram. And you having that self-awareness around how you enjoy spending your time, where you want to show up and serve, like of course you're going to have to show up and interact with other humans in order to make sales. You can do all the spiritual stuff as well, but like a part like you have to like actually interact with other humans. But like that can be making calls, that can be going to events, that can be doing Facebook Lives, that can be building a YouTube following, or just building your email list, or doing Facebook ads. Like there's a gazillion ways. Doing public speaking, starting a podcast, hosting a summit. There are so many ways to actually market and sell yourself that have nothing to do with Instagram. But in this like little snapshot of history, everyone's fucking obsessed with Instagram. And you don't have to be. There's just so many other ways that you can be making money in your business. So if you hate Instagram and you're not getting good results on Instagram, you don't have to do it, okay? So Spiritualista Boutique, I think I'm pronouncing that right. She says, I'm a projector. How does that work for me if I want to create new avenues outside of Instagram? So with projectors, I actually have a lot of projector clients. One thing that does work really well for projectors is the whole idea behind a projector is you have to wait for the invitation, but that doesn't mean you can't follow divine inspiration and share your gifts and just move in the world the way you're actually inspired to move in the world. Things that I've seen projectors really thrive at is creating stuff on YouTube, because it's a way, like, if you're looking at statistics with video, video is one of the highest converting mediums. So if you can actually create videos in general for everyone, independent of your human design, and you feel comfortable with it and you're excited by it, then video, creating a YouTube channel can be a really great way for projectors, because it's a search engine in and of itself. And you're able to actually demonstrate your gifts and share your energy. And that actually is a way to do it. Another thing for projectors, I mean, just like manifestors, like less so than generators or manifesting generators, where like they're kind of like their own engine and they're like less dependent on people in a lot of ways, where manifestors and projectors were it's more important for us to be working in team settings and using other people's strengths. So, I mean, for you, I don't know what your actual name is, but Spiritualista, for you, like, if you want help with initiation, like maybe you need to hire a VA that's a manifestor, a manifesting generator that does PR pitches for you, because you pitching like won't work. I mean, I also like think we can do whatever the fuck we want and we don't have to like completely label ourselves. But like, if you've pitched before and you know it doesn't work for you, like you can work with someone to pitch for you who has that as a part of their design. Right? Or like I have 2 generators on my team that help me complete work, because I'm great at initiating. I'm great at showing up for my energy, but then I'm also, as a conditioned self, I'm actually fine with following through, but it drains me. So I have people on my team that will help with those sorts of things. My name is Marielle. Good to meet you, Marielle. Feel free to ask a follow-up question. My initial response is like, I know from experience that I've seen clients who are projectors do really well at YouTube. So if YouTube attracts you, like, let me know. If not, like, let's brainstorm for some other things. I'm happy to be here with you and do that. Okay, so what do you want to do instead? So we went through the mistakes, and the next one is what we want to actually do instead of these things is we want to commit to a plan at least once a month, okay? So instead of having shiny object syndrome, where we're bouncing along from platform to platform or from marketing strategy to marketing strategy, try to commit to a plan at least once a month. Honestly, like, you sometimes have to give things even longer than that to settle in and take hold. For example, when I started my podcast 1.5 years ago, I was like, I might not get any results from this podcast for 6 months. And I'm okay with this because this is a part of my long game. So there's some decisions you're going to make around marketing channels that are a part of your long game. But when it comes to like, I need more clients now, it's something that you can change your tactics on a month-to-month basis, as long as you're reviewing after the fact. So, I mean, another thing you want to do is at the end of each month, beginning of each month, you're making a plan. At the end of each month, you're reviewing that plan of how did it go? Okay, so I said I was going to post a YouTube video every single week. First of all, did I do it? Did I follow through on my plan? And if I did, what did it turn into? Did it turn into clients? Did it turn into course sales? Or did it not? Is this actually something that it needs to be a part of my long game, or was it just not the right thing for me? Or, and maybe at the beginning of the month, your plan is to reach out to a new affiliate, 1 new affiliate a day, or 1 new affiliate a week. And that's going to be a part of your plan. You first, okay, of course, need to assess, did I follow through on my plan? And then what was the results of following through on the plan? Because that actually sets you up to go into the next month with so much clarity around, or at least 1% more clarity, or at least more likely like 10% or more clarity around what works for me and what should I continue to put my energy into. Okay? So commit to a plan every month, review every month. And as we mentioned, marketing can be so many more things than Instagram. So I built a 6-figure business and now a multiple completely without Instagram or email or anything. And just from trying out other channels, ways of making sales that I felt comfortable with. In my case, it was pitching people I wanted to work with. Okay. That's what worked for me, and it got me to 6 figures in my business. Now there's a larger view. I've switched to other channels for what is now a multiple 6-figure business. And so you actually deciding, where do I want to show up? Like, yes, I do need to actually interact with other humans and show up and share my work and tell them how I can serve them and tell them about the transformation that I can provide for them. If you remember from these past few days of doing these Instagram lives, they're all building up, you guys. And you do have to do that, but decide where you want to show up. It doesn't have to be Instagram. It can be a million other options. It can be completely offline. It can be just doing networking events. I know people who have built completely successful events going to networking events or going to conferences. So it doesn't even have to be online. It's just about, okay, what are the different avenues? What works with my energy? That self-awareness, maybe around human design, if that what thrills you. And then actually create that plan and follow through on it and review it. Spiritualista followed up on what we were talking about. I've been wanting to do YouTube for a while. Nervously excited about it. Okay, awesome. Then yeah, definitely there are some really simple, like YouTube, just to recommend, give some insight for you with YouTube. There's a completely free YouTube Academy hosted by YouTube. I think I'm using I think it's actually called YouTube Academy. Maybe I'm getting the title wrong, but YouTube actually has trainings on how to do well on YouTube. You don't have to actually buy a course. You can just learn from YouTube how to do well at YouTube. Or if you don't want to take a training on it, just realize that YouTube is a search engine. And who do we need to make happy in a search engine? My desires and goals are important for a search engine. So keeping those in mind, then you need to keep the person in mind who's searching. So how do we make that person who is searching, how do I keep them in mind and make them happy? Okay, I need to think about what would they be searching and what their problems are. I need to get really clear on what their problems are and what they would be searching to find what I offer. And then the third one you need to keep in mind is the actual search engine. So being aware of what are YouTube's search algorithms, what are different ways that YouTube boosts you or diminishes you based on how you act. So if you can keep those 3 things in mind, you'll do really well with YouTube and of course creating great content. So unexpected YouTube tangent today, but I'm excited for you, Spiritualista, or Marielle. That was your name, I'm remembering. With trying that out, especially because you said that's something that you're actually been wanting to do. Rip the Band-Aid off. I actually had to do, I worked with a hypnotherapist to get over my fear of showing up on video. So I did a few sessions with a hypnotherapist to get over fear. That was a few years ago because I was terrified to go on video, or it wasn't even terrified. It was, I just wasn't doing it. I was like, oh, I want to start making videos. Oh, I want to start making videos. Oh, I know the importance of making videos. And then I just wasn't doing it. So there was some sort of subconscious resistance to it. So be aware, try some tapping, try some guided meditation if that's something that you're feeling resistance to. Okay, anyways, we'll get off of the YouTube tangent. You guys can DM me if you want to hear more about YouTube. I'm actually planning on having a guest on the podcast in a few weeks who is going to be talking about YouTube because it is a great topic. And I hope this was useful today for making how to make a marketing plan that actually attracts the right clients and converts them into sales. For those of you coming on later, just go back and listen to this. It was a great conversation. And if you are unaware, Monetize Your Magic is open right now. Today is the last day if you want the limited time bonus of a one-on-one strategy session with me. So a 45-minute strategy session, just you and me. And this is something where my one-on-one clients pay me multiple 5 figures just to work with me. So this is a really, really juicy bonus that ends today. So make sure if you've been thinking about joining Monetize Your Magic, it's open for a few more days, but this bonus ends today, as well as if you want to get the printed workbooks for the course, today's the last day to join and get those 2 limited time bonuses. And also, if you haven't been with us and you haven't heard about Monetize Your Magic, it is my 8-week course that takes you from going in this hamster wheel of scraping by in your business, just making enough to cover your bills and cover your expenses, or like maybe not even covering those, to having more than enough. So we go through both the 3D reality strategy of marketing and sales and pricing and email scripts for all of those things, how to make your offers more drool worthy for the right people, but also the magical side of it. So you'll learn the mindset behind it and also learn some planetary magic that will support more visibility, more clients, and more cash coming in. So that is open right now. You can check out the link in my bio, or if you're listening on the podcast after the fact, the link is in the show notes. And really excited to be welcoming people in right now for that. It's a great program. And if you're someone who's been thinking about joining the Alchemical Business Intensive, which is my 6-month mastermind, if you purchase Monetize Your Magic, your payments towards Monetize Your Magic go towards ABI. So you can start working with me and my team today, and it will go 100% towards the Alchemical Business Intensive. Those payments, they'll just be taken, like you won't have to pay more. So you can start working today with the Monetize Your Magic stuff, and then join in a couple months for the Alchemical Business Intensive, and those payments are just completely taken out and you don't have to pay any additional. So that's really fun, and you get an additional 8 weeks with me, an entire 2 months of weekly coaching, of support in the private Slack channel. And this is like so near and dear to my heart. It was in 2019 that I like uncovered a lot of this stuff. And this is like, we're not talking about formulas. We're not talking about here's how to do a reel and everyone should be doing this DM technique. No, these are like really fundamental marketing, mindset, and sales techniques in order to attract the right clients and create conversions. Because I joined one of the biggest named business online courses back in 2010, which taught you how to build, this is how you should structure your website, and this is how to build an email list. And that shit doesn't fucking matter when you're getting started in business or when you're just trying to become profitable in business. What actually matters? So it really fucking irks me that people are paying thousands of dollars to learn how to do that, when that's actually not. When you're getting started in business, what you need is more money. What you need is more revenue. What you need is more sales, because that's going to unlock the freedom you actually want in your business, right? We start our online businesses because we want to serve the world, because we want to have our own schedule, because we want to do really actually express our gifts and do our craft, whatever our craft is, whether that's graphic design or hypnotherapy or coaching or I don't know. I'm not going to come with more examples on the spot. But we want to do that. But we also need to make enough money so that we're not desperately obsessed with how much money we're making on a monthly basis, right? If you have to make a hardcore budget every month because every dollar counts, you have less time to actually serve in the way that you're meant to serve the world. It's this really fucked up element of the patriarchy where we're all obsessed with how much money we make and getting out of debt, and this very small window of $1,000 or $10,000 making a huge difference. When if you just learn how to make more money or significantly more money, it doesn't fucking matter, and you can just completely get out of the hamster wheel. So that's what we're doing in Monetize Your Magic. We're actually teaching you how to make money so that you can be free and you can actually express your gifts and be connected to magic. So excited for those of you who have already joined. I'm excited for more of you to come in today to really access that one-on-one strategy session with me, because such a fucking good bonus, and really excited to be connecting with you in that way. So DM me if you have any questions, and we can talk more. Other than that, I will see you later. Have a lovely day. Happy Friday.